ethnic communities in Kashmir over the centuries have developed the indigenous knowledge regarding the utilization of local plants in the region. So if we look at the indigenous knowledge, it is presumed that the tree Crataegus sungarica, hawthorn, thorn apple as it is known in English, and locally in Kashmiri language known as ringakul or ringa, is very useful against heart ailments. Local people know that if we consume its berries or its fruits are made into some kind of sharbat, or it is boiled along with the leaves to have the herbal tea, it prevents even heart attacks. That is the nutritional and medicinal significance of the tree Crataegus sungarica, which grows in plenty in Kashmir and is usually seen preserved in the graveyards. It has white, snow white flowers and thorny branchlets and lobed leaves. It is from the apple family. Another plant which is peculiar to Kashmir and in Kashmiri language is known as vishkanda. It is a kind of prunus. It is a wild cherry related. Prunus tomentosa, which is found in forests of Pahalgam and Dachigam. So its cherry red fruits, which are basically drupes, they are edible. Not only edible, they are also medicinal and take care of kidney health and even blood related disorders are also cured by the utilization of this Prunus tomentosa. We have many other plants which are very familiar to the local Kashmiris. If we see wetlands around, then we will see the palm posh, lotus, under the name Nandadu is exploited. Nandadu Jakhni is very popular. We have Singada, water chestnut, Trapa by Spinoza, under the name Gur, is also sold in the markets, and its flower is also innovated into various bakery items. Another tree which we see in Kashmir Valley, Gurez and Pahalgam forest, is hazelnut. Locally Kashmiri language they call it as virin, and in Shina language it is known as shathor. In Pahadi language it is called urmuni. Some people also call it as thangi. This is Corylus jackmuntai. Its nuts are highly nutritious and they are used in many bakery formations, cake formation, hazelnut cookies and hazelnut shakes. There is another peculiar wild fruit tree which is found in Kashmir, which is called as kanship in Shina language, and this is basically found in Gurez forest. Kanship, very delicious fruit and botanically identified as Sarvas lanata. This is very delicious and tasty fruit which locals relish. We also see some of the conifers. Among conifers, Taxus wallichiana, which is local in local language Kashmiri is called as postul. Its leaves as well as bark is boiled by the local nomadic people and ethnic communities to innovate the herbal tea, which is again very useful for health. We also have the plants which are usually used as spices. In Kashmir Valley, for example, one is chohor, choru. Its roots, which is botanically identified Angelica glauca, its roots are also used in the kitchen. we have wild iliums, onions and garlics. So all these are known in Kashmiri language as one pran or padi pran. Ilium Victorialis victoriana. This is unique to Kashmir, and this is known as gurham in Shina language and one pran in Kashmiri language. This is found in high altitude mountains under the name gurham. This is also exploited by the Shina communities and eaten as vegetable. Another vegetable which is very popular in Gurez. Earlier it used to be very popular even in Kashmir, but over the year the plant has declined, shown a drastic decline. It is not found in that quantity, but in Gurez it is still found. The plant is Megacarpia polyandra. In Kashmiri language it is called as shash or shatrahak. This is a crucifer, very tall crucifer, and in alpine meadows it grows. From there, in the spring season it is collected, and it is also dried for the use in the winter months when there is a snow and greenery is not available. Green vegetables are not available during the winter time. So Megacarpia polyandra is another unique edible wild plant found in Kashmir Valley. Likewise, we see another nunnar. Nunnar is Portulaca oleracea, a small fleshy succulent herb rich in malic acid. Very tasty vegetable. It is innovated into nunnar biryani. In Kashmiri language the plant is known as nunnar, whereas in Jammu it is called as kulfa or luni. Bhopal hawk, teasel, Dipsacus inermis, is again a vegetable, wild vegetable. The leaves are dried and kept for later use, and this particular plant is also associated with the memory of Sheikhul Alam. It is presumed, it is said that even Sheikhul Alam also used to relish the vegetable of Dipsacus inermis, in Kashmiri language called as Bhopal hawk. Ubaj. Ubaj is Nepal dock, Romax nepalensis. This particular plant is also fondly eaten by the Kashmiris. If we see the wild tea substitutes, then we can talk about Bistata implexicalis, earlier known as Polygonum implexicol. In Kashmiri language it is known as Macharan chai. In Pahari language it is known as Malshan, also known as adder's tongue or Anjubar in Urdu. The rhizomes are boiled during the month of July-August and brewed for a herbal tea. Potentilla nepalensis. The roots of Potentilla nepalensis under the name Ratanjot or Trod Cha is also consumed as herbal tea. Very important plant, small herb, Calviot, Prunella vulgaris, self-heal, as the name says. Its spikes and leaves, they are also boiled and decoction is taken for health benefits. Another plant, Presder, woollen woolcut, Remuris hemalicus. It grows plenty in Rajdhan top. Jatkosi is the location which is rich in this Remuris hemalicus, in English known as mountain candle or desert candle or foxtail lily. This huge, tall inflorescence catches the eye of a casual visitor. This is also found in Jawahar Tunnel area and also in Sonamarg area. Even towards when we cross Jojila, then towards Minimarg also we find this. Kashmir Valley has a plant which is known as Hand. Hand means dandelion. Hand is a Kashmiri name. Taraxacum officinae. This is the most sought after herb and usually dried, and it is available in the market also. Another plant which is of equally important and relished by the locals, that is suchal, Malva neglecta. Its leaves also are developed into cuisine. Another plant which is found in Kashmir is Gegia elegans. Its leaves are also eaten raw in salads or cooked into a vegetable. Even in the hydrophytes, there are Womposh, Nymphia species whose stems are eaten. When we see the bushes, shrubs, we come across Kulmash, Viburnum grandiflorum. And Kulmash means honey yielding. It has fragrant flowers, an early flowering shrub in the Kashmir Valley. Before snow melts, it has its flowers. So it's connected with honey making, but its fruits, they are edible, they are eaten. We have Juglans regia cultivated, no doubt, but even in the Gurez forest we have the wild walnuts. Even wild nut we eat and make into many bakery items using the kernels of the walnut. We have Oleaster, Kankoli or Bankanak, Alaganus parvifolia or umbellata. This is found in plenty in Chopaigne, Kher and Karnar. Pink colored wheat grain size fruits. They are available for eating in the autumn months, and they are rich in antioxidants and minerals and are quite acidic, rich in vitamin C. We have many artemisias, Artemisia tetvan as they are known in Kashmiri language. So tetvan has medicinal qualities, but it's also edible, and many biryani also developed after blanching of the twigs of the Artemisia absinthium, and sometimes even Artemisia maritima. There is a unique Artemisia which is found only in Kashmir, that is Artemisia amygdalina, which is endemic to Kashmir. Even this can also be innovated. We have many flowers which have the decorative value, but at the same time they are also edible. Rhododendron arboreum, basically this grows in Rajouri Poonch area and along LOC. This is called Chew or Hardul or Burans, and its petals are also edible. But another rhododendron which is called Yanga in Kashmiri language, Rhododendron campanulatum, that is not edible. So only edible species is Rhododendron arboreum. Burjkul, Betula utilis. Its papery bark is also boiled, and decoction is recommended as a tea, herbal tea. We have many Nepitas, Nepeta cateria, also known as Billy Lotan. Its leaves are also boiled, and decoction is used as a herbal tea. Vaigandar is another aromatic marsh herb, Acorus calamus. Its rhizome are also medicinal and recommended by the locals to cure digestive problems. We have Shangar, basically Mulatti, Glycyrrhiza glabra. This is under cultivation, and this is also useful against respiratory ailments. Likewise, we also come across wild pear, Batangi, Kent, Pyrosphacia. Fruits are eaten. Shansh, raspberries, Rubus almifolius, Rubus niveus, Rubus biflorus. All these are edible. Then we have very peculiar herb in Kashmir, which is called as Tragopagan. Tragopogon gracilis. This is again edible. The leaves are eaten in salads also. One particular Campanula latifolia, under the name bronze, is also reported to be edible. Calazira, Bunium persicum, which grows in plenty in Gurez area. Its tubers are also edible, and it's also used as spice and condiment in flavoring the cuisines. Burn bubber is Origanum vulgare. This is also very useful medicinal aromatic plant, also employed as herbal tea. We have another plant which is called as the Drubhak. Drubhak is Polygonum aviculare. This is also collected by the nomadic people and cooked as vegetable. And then we have Longad or Kasarod, which is basically for Diplasium esculentum, Diplasium lycopodiidis. This is also very delicious vegetable eaten in Kashmir. Chonchur is lesser known fern alley, which is adder's tongue, Ophioglossum vulgatum. It's one leaf and spore spike, that is consumed as vegetable. Stellaria media is also edible, and this is also fondly eaten. Another peculiar plant is Urtica, soy. Soy, although this is very irritating plant, if one comes across or if your skin is touched with its leaf, then it will create blisters and inflammation and irritation. But after drying it and boiling it, this soy or nettle Urtica dioica is consumed for health benefit as tea, as soup, or it can be added to biryani also. Likewise, in Ladakh region, we have Zatsat, that is different species Urtica hyperborea. Tromba buckwheat. In wilderness, we find Phagopyrum tataricum. The leaves are consumed, also made into pakoras. Whereas Phagopyrum esculentum is cultivated, and that is also edible under the millets. So we have the maize also there, and maize silk tea is also very popular, which is also having the health benefits and is recommended by the experts. So we see this year's International Day for Biodiversity is being celebrated on 22nd May, has the message, our solutions lie in nature. Whatever we are confronting with, maybe climate change, maybe the outbreak of coronavirus, some other virus, some other ailments, food problem, food quality, each and everything has a bearing with the biodiversity conservation. So let us know biodiversity as through ages, through traditional knowledge, how people have viewed the biodiversity, how they have innovated, what can be eaten, what cannot be eaten, what is poisonous, what is edible, what is nutritional, what is medicinal. So local knowledge, indigenous knowledge need to be documented and at least handed over down to the younger minds, younger kids, so that they also learn to coexist with nature.